B3D-RWKV starts with a practical question. Can a left-to-right RWKV model fill a whole block of missing tokens? The subtitle points to the answer. Train the same backbone as a block denoiser. The goal list sets the promise. Fill several missing tokens at once, without changing RWKV. First, the token boxes appear because RWKV reads a sequence one token at a time. The blue arrow grows from left to right. That is the time direction. The memory box appears underneath because RWKV carries one compact summary, not the whole future. The down arrow connects the words to that summary. The three notes restate the rule. Earlier tokens are seen, memory is carried, and future tokens are still invisible.
So diffusion is different?
Yes. The masked row appears next. Each orange M is a hidden token, not decoration. The first green arrow shows a clue from the left. The cyan arrows show clues from the right. We draw both directions because diffusion-style filling wants both sides. The notes name the catch. Bidirectional attention can do this naturally, but causal RWKV cannot look right. Now, the two panels appear side by side, so the conflict is visible. The RWKV panel gets a blue left-to-right arrow because that is its natural direction. The diffusion panel gets a masked token with left and right neighbors because that is what it needs. The red X is drawn last. It marks the reason this paper needs a trick instead of using plain RWKV directly. Now, the main trick is built slowly. The clean row G appears first because it is the real block before any training layout. When the row transforms into B1, we hide the same positions, so B1 can carry masked context. When the next copy becomes B2, the same mask appears again, but this row is where the model is judged. When B3 appears, nothing is hidden. This clean copy refreshes memory before the next block. The brace and equation appear only after the three rows are visible because the formula is just a compact name for the drawing.
Why does copying help?
Watch the two rows appear together. The red box is drawn around the hidden token we want to predict. The blue arrow is drawn across the rows to show what RWKV has already scanned. The green arrow shows ordinary left context inside B2. The cyan arrow shows a right-side clue that arrived earlier through B1. The final sentence on the board states the point. The model stays causal, but the layout carries both side clues. The dartboard appears to separate training from the earlier layout. The B2 row appears because only this row is supervised. The red boxes are drawn on the hidden tokens because those are the only positions counted in cross-entropy. The short-loss text translates the formula into words. The formula then writes the same idea precisely. Cap appears on the right as an extra confidence term. When the model is already right, make that answer sharper. At inference time, the prefix appears first because those tokens are already committed. The new block appears as all masks because we have not generated it yet. The arrow into the RWKV box means the masked block is sent to the model. The confidence numbers appear below the model. Tau is the threshold line. Scores above it can be trusted. The committed row appears with only confident tokens filled. The loop arrow means uncertain masks are tried again. Finally, the clean row replaces the partial row, and the green arrow appends it after the prefix.
And the result?
The throughput plot appears first because it is the paper's evidence, not just a claim. The bar chart redraws the headline number in a simpler form. About 1.6 times average decoding throughput over RWKV, 7. The final bullets appear one by one to make the trade clear. Training spends 3 copies of each block. Inference can commit several tokens per step, and the RWKV backbone itself is unchanged.